What is up, HLTV fantasy enjoyers? Recording this video just before, like quite literally just before I head out to the airport and go back home from Romania. It's been 3 weeks of RMRs. I've really enjoyed myself, but it is time to go home. But I thought I'd record this quickly before I do leave. Obviously, as ever, we're going to go through my previous results into the next picks, which is for the Blast Premier Showdown, which is in London. I got top 10%, very happy with that. Nekis, I thought was going to sink the ship, as often is the case with budget players. +7, considering he was like 175k, is actually really nice value for money. So I was happy with that. Vinny scored me very high, the best value for money player, hands down, out of all of these that I picked. And Elige also went huge in their matchup against Liquid, especially. And he was kind of solo carrying a lot of those games. Floppy was a little bit disappointing, but still got me 28 points. So top 10, very happy with that one. It's the best I finished this season by quite a considerable margin. I've typically been around like top 45 to 40%, so we'll take that. Now, into the next one, we do have the opening fixtures. So we're going to go through them first. Obviously, as ever, this is going to skew a few different choices that I'm going to make with the opening matchups. This is all best of threes as well. Typically in a lot of tournaments it's best of one starts. This is best of threes, so the chance of upsets and freak occurrences I think is a little bit less when you include the veto and you include like all the structure that's going to be in place. Complexity against OG, Heroic take on Nip, Liquid versus Saw, Cloud9 against a Rare Atom, Spirit take on Elevate, Game of Legion and Big, Monty against Imperial, and Falcons against Metasport finally. So we have those opening fixtures. Now I've picked my team already, and I've gone for Zontix, Cadian, Chopper, Magisk, and Vinny, mainly because of budget issues on a few of these players. But in all honesty, I look at this and I think all 5 of these players could actually score me some points. I've learned in the past that going for really heavy investment players and then dipping down to like 2 or 3 budget players is typically a bad way forward, because it only takes one player to have a really bad performance and get you into like -20, -30. For example, Carson from the Americas RMRs, I know a few people picked him and he completely wrecked their team, and that's happened to me in the past as well. So I've gone for Zontix and Chopper from Spirit because I think Spirit are going to have a fairly straightforward game against Elevate in that best of 3. I think they're going to go very far in this tournament. Donk was 260k again, so it's just too much to buy. You're going to be dripping down to 2 or 3 budget players at that stage, and it just didn't seem worth, honestly, to me. Magisk from Falcons, I know some people are going to be baited into going for Simple, and it's very possible that Simple could still be a beast, but we haven't really seen him in CS2. He's been out of the game for a while now. I'm not sure how long Falcons have had together as a roster, how he's going to fit in. He definitely is an upgrade, in my opinion, from Boros, who didn't quite, do the job for Falcons, hence why he was dropped. I think Spirit and Falcons are going to go the distance in this. I could see them actually facing each other very late on in this tournament. But I think Magisk is a safer pick for me, and he was also cheaper, if I'm not mistaken, than Simple is. Vinny, great value for money in the Americas RMR. Yes, this is against higher opposition. Of course, Monty's going to be a difficult game for Imperial, but I was very impressed with how Imperial played. And I think Vinny was 187,000. So that's amazing value, considering he just scored 90 points for me in the previous one. Now, it's possible he goes off the boil and, it's not quite there, but 187k or 190-ish k for a player that's just performed and got value, we'll go for him again. And then Cadian finally, because even though Liquid have a lot of issues right now, he was like 192. He fits in for the AWP role, so he's going to get you some points from that perspective. And I think they've got a point to prove after that RMR loss against Complexity. I still feel like Liquid have something to offer. And even that being said, even though they got crashed and burned and didn't make it ultimately to the major, he still got me like 25 to 30 points. So if you can do that again for 192k, that's well worth its weight in gold. I think Sora is a very winnable game for Liquid. It's not going to be easy by any stretch, but I think they can get the W there. And I think, look at this team, and honestly, I could see a lot of these players getting points for me. I think Spirit are almost a guarantee. I think Magisk is a really solid pick as well for his price. So, what do you guys think? Comment below, let me know your thoughts, and how did you do in the last fantasy for the RMRs? And I can't wait to get into the major as well, actually. It's going to be super fun to do the pick'ems. Obviously, they'll be returning. I'll be watching that from home with you guys, probably turn the stream on and just sort of chill. So, yeah, I'll catch you next time. Peace.